Now, when you're asking $3 million, they walk in and go, I don't have to do anything. And you might get it versus them coming in and going, renovation of a kitchen's 150, 200,000. Let's offer 2.8.
And I think that's what's hard for realtors to be able to tell sellers because it's beautiful. I mean, it's amazing. Here we go. This is under 5,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 4-bath. What is it? Almost on an acre of land. Obviously, ramblers are a big thing nowadays. It basically spans different buyers. Look at that. That's beautiful.
It just looks like it's ready for a party, doesn't it?
Boy, I want that. There's another house in Prior Lake that's got that same thing. I mean, their landscaping's got to be $1.5 million alone. But this is what's called, when we talk about lifestyle living, this is what we're talking about, where you can just see yourself having a get together there or having clients. There's a lot of people in business world that have events and they have them at their houses. I mean, and it's almost like you think about it, it's like, geez, this is an expensive house, but if it's actually going to help you in your business and make you more money, it's almost like it's a prop or a tool or a marketing piece as well.
100%. Look at that. That pool house is pretty sweet. You know, and that's the crazy part. People go, oh, that's a pool house, no big deal. Pool house can be $250,000 nowadays.
Oh, you bet it can. I mean, that's all day, that's that. But it's also kind of, when you were just talking about appraisals, Andy, that's a hard thing to appraise. Where's the value in that? It's not like it's finished square footage, so they can't put that on here. So now we have a $3 million home that's 4,900 square feet competing against 8,000 square foot homes selling for the same thing, but they don't have this. That's where cash comes into play. Look at that. That's Andy Prasky.
That is Andy Prasky 101 right there.
Yes, it is.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
Yeah, and you can tell they're focusing on it. Now, this home was built in 2005, so let's see the interior, if they've made some changes in there. Because they're focusing, what are we on? Picture 26, 27, 28? Yeah, and we're still all focused on the exterior. So I bet you we're going to see, it's what we're going to see. It's 2005 decor, updated the painting. Yep. The center fireplace, that was a big thing, to create walkways around the fireplace, face each other. That was a big 2004 to 2006 piece right there. All the windows, feels like a cabin almost.
It's cool. I like the round in there too, around the dining area or whatever that is. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, there's a lot of details in there. I mean, with the beams and the soffits. And
that has a lot of eye candy. There you go. There's your round room. I've always thought that was impressive when you can have a contractor throw a couple round walls in a house, make them look nice. That's the trick.
Here's the other thing, Andy. So something like this, with these countertops, what photo are we on again, Nick? Is it 40, 45? Okay. We got taking 45 pictures to get to the kitchen, to me, is like, that's unusual. But this is the reason why, because this, to me, totally shows you 2005. I think if they would have updated those countertops and or the backsplash, I think you would have seen that picture a lot earlier than what you're seeing it now. I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. Some people really like it, but you got to remember.
I was going to say, I don't think I've done a raised panel cabinet in the kitchen for 15 years.
And the fact that they're stained. I mean, even doing the island, something different. You know, at this point, you're like, that woodwork is unbelievable. It's awesome, and you got to cover it up. But that's what you have to do. Because
you start looking at things like the fluted column legs on that island, and you go, well, now those are dating it, and And
you're hoping that the outside kind of overshadows it, and I think in this case it will, because I think there's a lot of real nice things. But I just think if you would have added maybe just a few of those other things into it, property is probably a lot more marketable.
What you're saying, Chris, and interestingly enough, is like, let's say you spent $100,000, $50,000 updating your kitchens and your bathrooms. Now, when you're asking $3 million, they walk in and go, I don't have to do anything. And you might get it. Versus them coming in and going, renovation of a kitchen's 150, 200,000. And let's offer 2.8.
And I think that's what's hard for realtors to be able to tell sellers, because it's beautiful. I mean, it's amazing. But here's what you got to think about. And when you don't do that, you start losing a couple $100,000 that maybe you shouldn't have lost. And when you get into that price point, people don't think a couple $100,000 is a lot, but it is. That's a lot of money. And it can make you a heck of a nice little lifestyle porch on the next house as well.
I wouldn't leave a couple $100,000 laying on a park bench. You know what I'm saying?
It's all the woodwork. I mean, it's beautiful.
It's crazy.
They put in a ton of work, but there's a lot of wood. Those are my new favorite rooms of houses, by the way.
Screen porch?
Screen porches, yep.